Hey guys, Narmux here, and today I have another video for you. I guess I should go over the name change. So pretty much, I just decided to change my name. That there's nothing really too much to really explain about it. I just didn't like the name I had before, which was Bum Bum Mox, and now I changed it to Narmox, which I think is a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit less silly. But anyway, yeah. So here is Crossroads in his Harley Davidson chopper alt mode, and I'm really happy with this guy because the goal of making this character was to get a motorcycle transformer to be as minifigure scaled as possible, and I think I did a great job with that. I really did. I really think I did. So I'm gonna try to keep it short. So here he is with Carnage, and you can see, obviously, my all of my builds are a little bit bigger than minifigure scale, just very slightly. But you can see, that it's a big motorcycle, obviously. But in real life, they're a lot smaller. But I think it's honestly, it looks pretty great. It can't really sit anywhere, just due to the way you know, just due to the way motorcycle or brick built motorcycles are. But yeah. So that's the size comparison. So we'll go over some of the details now. So to start off, let's go all the way to the front. So you can see all the piston detail there. I like the smaller wheel here. That's a very iconic feature of a chopper. The headlight, the handlebars. Yeah, I think I think they're called handlebars. Um, I don't know if there's an exact term for a motorcycle's handlebars, but you got I kind of imagine these as like the meters that you see, like it'll show the speed and all that. I think that's really cool. It has the little gas tank here, the seat, the brake light. It has the motor. I really like that detail a lot. It's a small but very effective detail. More pistons. Um, you could say that's an exhaust. It's obviously a robot mode hand, but but honestly, I think I did a great job with this motorcycle. It's really I believe my first attempt at a motorcycle transformer, and I think I did great. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's get down to the transformation. Oh, well, I guess before we should do that. I just want to say he can roll. It's very squeaky, but he can roll. All right. That's pretty much it. So let's get down to the transformation. He's a lot more simpler than Coulter, obviously, just due to the scale, and we've all seen how complex Coulter is. So, oh, I didn't even say that he was a Decepticon. I'm sorry. I meant to say, yeah, he is a Decepticon. His role for I guess the Decepticons is he's basically a spy slash infiltrator. So I imagine he'll go into maybe government bases, much like Frenzy from Transformers 2007, and he'll go in and hack government databases, steal information, whether it be government databases or Autobot databases. He's a very small and effective key player for the Decepticons. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got for him. I kind of imagine he has a bit of a thug personality, much like the TLK Decepticons. I really liked that. That's probably one of the few things I liked about that film. So, sorry, I just personally didn't like it. But enough about my opinion about a movie. Let's get down to the transformation. So, all you got to do is really just split this section, fold out the wheels, and that's basically the legs all done. Very simple. Next, what you want to do is rotate these handlebars. Try to get them right here. So do that. And then what you want to do is flip out the arms, rotate this section. It's a little tight because it's on that T-joint, but it's pretty simple. You just got to be careful with it. And then while you're rotating this, make sure you press down on this just to make sure that it doesn't slip out by accident. Then you want to kind of hinge this to where this corner piece kind of lines up with this forearm. Just to make the robot mode a little bit better. And then rotate this wheel up. Do the same thing on the other side. So let me just do that for you. Again, very, very tight connection. Just everything about this is very tight, which is good, you know. So then you want to rotate, or not rotate, you want to bring these down. And then finally, once I get everything situated, take this section, oops, I accidentally ripped it off. You want to take this section, this little connection here, and then just flip it in and fold it right in. And there's his head. So there is Crossroads. Let me line it up with the camera. In his robot mode. And I think he looks fantastic. It's very different than what the usual kind of, I don't want to say generic, but that's what most people do with their Lego motorcycle transformers. They're usually based off of the RC triplets from Revenge of the Fallen, which you know, they're probably the easiest and coolest and the most effective design to do for Lego, but I wanted to really go for something a little bit different. Even though it's not that much of a different design than, let's say, I can't really think of one, but you know, it's not a drastically different design than, like, let's say Coulter's design, but I think it's a design that is different enough, and yet it is, and to where it feels like its own character. So I'm very happy with that. Oops. So yeah, you know, there's the front. You know, he's a little bit, his chest kind of peeks out a lot, but I kind of find that more of a charming trait. I just like his stockiness. Just having that sort of design like that. I don't know. I like it that he looks like a tank, even though he's like a motorcycle transformer. I just find that a really cool design element. And you know, you can see the headlight in the back. You know, very little kibble. I kind of imagine these as like little intakes, or no, exhausts that kind of peek out right here. And yeah, I think, and you know, his feet are wheels, which kind of make him a little difficult to stand, but if you balance him right, he stands just fine. So let's get down to the I almost said transform, to the articulation. So he has pretty basic articulation. You can rotate the head, but there's really no point when his head looks exactly the same all around. One thing I want to point out, I actually really like this head. Even though it's very different than the usual Transformers I do. But for a head of a smaller scale, it looks really cool. It kind of reminds me of a Viacon from Beast Machines, which, funny enough, someone did mention that this looked like Thrust from Beast Machines, so I mean, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I didn't notice it until like years later when someone mentioned it, but yeah, it does kind of look like Thrust. But anyway, let's get down. Let's get down to some of the other points of articulation. So here you have kind of a backwards butterfly, and you can also do an actual butterfly if you just move this up a little. Very, very tight stud. But you can kind of have, well, I mean, it's kind of like a butterfly. It's more just moving the arm forward. You can have the arm bend back like that because it's on a swivel. Wrists don't articulate, but that's fine. I mean, you don't really need them to anyway. at least for a figure of this size. But yeah, you have a lot of points of articulation for the arms just because of the way they transform. As for the legs, you know, basic hinge articulation, can move up really far. Oops. But yeah, it can move up pretty far. He also has a knee bend and even an ankle articulation due to the transformation. So yeah, pretty good range of motion. So now we're going to show how he looks alongside the minifigure we showed earlier. So here he is with Carnage again. And you can see he's only about 2 studs taller than Carnage when it comes to the top of his head. So not that much of a size difference, which I really like, because this is kind of, this is kind of how I imagine motorcycle transformers to be in scale with people. They shouldn't be massive, like 10-foot tall robots. I don't think that's very realistic. Yet again, this is going for a different design, so you could argue that your character's a lot stumpier compared to some of the other motorcycle transformers, which is true. So you could make that argument, but personally, I like a scale like this. I think this scale is realistic. I just think it's perfect, pretty much. But so yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys enjoy. And, if you guys want to, you can probably build this yourselves. I mean, he's not that hard of a build to follow. I'll show you some of the parts that you'll probably need in order to recreate this guy. But yeah, overall, I hope you guys are having a fan. Make sure to like and subscribe. See ya.